There I go, there I go, there I go. Hey, people. Hey, 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 hey. I am here. I'm here. I is here. I am out of town again, but I stole a moment. I literally just left a meeting. I got another meeting coming up not long from now. And I said, I gotta come see my people. I don't want to disappoint my people. So here I am from my hotel room. Um, hey Jason, hey Quintessential, my love. Hey Raphael J. Parrish, Xavier, Danny. Y'all come on in here. Y'all come on in the room. And I mean, what I'm literally doing right now is I realized that it was silly Saturday and I have not one um palette cleanser for y'all. Wait, which video you talk about Xavier? With who? Wait, is it the one I see? Um, Xavier, you know when yours right as much as I am. You don't have to brag about it, Xavier, but Xavier, you know I ain't never wrong about these things. You know I ain't never wrong. But who did he allegedly do it for though? Anyway, speaking of when you're as right as much as I am, you don't have to brag about it. A little thing happened yesterday, didn't it? We'll get that later. We certainly will get that in a little bit. I'm trying to get all y'all palate cleansers for y'all on screen. I'm gonna have to check that out because I have access to the. Is it the one on one with him and Sean? I have the one on one with him and Sean. I just haven't watched it yet because somebody sent it to me. But I have the one on one with him and Sean Xavier. I have that video. I just haven't watched it yet, but I might do that tonight because that came out like earlier this week or something like that. I'll watch it. But there, I have a couple video. I have the one on one with him. I have like a foursome. It was him, Sean Xavier, Rocks, what Rocks, whatever that guy name is. Him and Rain, Reign, him, and some white dude I ain't care about. Anyway, there's that one. They like in the water in the pool or whatever. I got that one too. I'll go watch it. A friend of mine sent me a bunch of them. I'll go watch it. Anyway, what's up, y'all? What is up? I had a lot of y'all inbox me yesterday and said I saw this L Teddy. I thought about you when this came down. You have been screaming this from the rooftops. So you can't never say you wasn't informed over here. You can never say you wasn't informed. You cannot leave from here and say you were not informed. You should have saw yesterday and be like, we already called that. We talked about that. Child, I'm over here having a drink, honey. Child, I've been in meetings all day. I got another function coming up in a little bit. I'm trying to finalize these palate cleansers before I get started and get them uploaded to this so y'all can have some palate cleansers so y'all don't be mad with me. Oh, a lot of these palate cleansers is not for y'all, they for me. I'm sorry. I never say that because you have informed me of a lot of things that I've been saying for the years. Like the fact that something is in the institution doesn't mean anything because they can take. Child, child. We've been saying that. Child, child. Somebody about to get drugged. Oh, my snack for today, I left it over there. Hold on. I left my snack. Uh, so what was? Oh shit. Um. Okay, so he's the first one. Okay, he's the first one. Okay, he's the last one. All right. Where did I leave off? I'm trying to figure out where I left off with my palate cleansers, y'all. Snack for today. Y'all know I like my sour punch bites. Where am I at, y'all? Trying to finalize this now. I did quintessential. Hey, Cams, go buy some some of my red velvet um cookies, but they at home, and I'm not home right now. I left them home. I went and bought some. I thought about you quintessential when I was at the store. I said, let me go ahead and buy some of these to show my gear. But they at home. Hey, Cams. Hey, boo, 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 boo. What's going on? So, yeah. Yeah, I thought about you. I thought about you. I said, let me get these for my girl. My girl. Mm. So, all right, I'm on my last one, y'all. I ain't got that many, so I'm on my last one. All right. So, y'all, it's been a busy few days, as you can see. I have been busy, and if y'all notice, I've been out of town damn near every weekend for the last 2 months. Like it's exhausting. It's so exhausting. But duty calls, and we have to do what we have to do. So, um, hold on. All right. I only got like 8. Oh, why is there 2 of me? Let me take that other one off. It's on my phone. All right. No, you ain't late, Tracy. We ain't even got started yet. You ain't missed nothing. We ain't even started yet. We ain't even started yet, girl. All right, y'all. So it's my phone going off. They need more mind you, I'm staying in the whole goddamn suite. But I'm over here complaining because I'm like, I need more goddamn outlet. It's like a million outlets in this damn because I got a suite in this hotel. It's a nice suite. But and it's a million outlets. I'm over here because the outlet is not in arm's length, and it is what I just looked. So anyway, so y'all, um, what's my first story? Let's see here. No, we need to close that one. See what our first story is going to be today. All right, so let's get this train wreck out the way first, okay? S- Let me just go ahead and get this train wreck out of the way first. So, night before last, oh dear God. Hold on, I need a drink to talk about night before last. Night before last, they had a versus. Hold on, y'all, because let me tell y'all something. I really tried. Like I really. really tried with the verses. But let me help y'all understand something. By the time the pregame finished or whatever that was with the four of them up there, I ain't have no more to give. Fucking Sammy and Pleasure P literally had to work every part of my last good nerve. I mean, the squatters' rights that those fuckers had on my goddamn nerves. Pleasure P and Sammy, I couldn't. I'm like, girl, I, I couldn't even stick around for Mario and Omarion. I couldn't. I ain't even have it in me. I I ain't even have it in me. I did not have it in. Every one of them should be disappointed in themselves. Their managers and their publicists should be laying into them. So, like I don't even understand because when I came in and I was looking at it, Ray J and Bobby Valentino came out first, and they went out there with all the smoke. Pleasure P and Sammy came out there like this was the Royal Rumble. That versus was more combative than what we had thugged out gangster rappers with their whole entourages out there. Like I was more afraid of what was gonna happen in that one than the actual verses where a whole actual fight actually happened. It was a mess. It was a mess. Sammy, you have two. You, I don't even know if you got two songs. The only song I know by Sammy is that first song, which is he was like what 2 years old when he sang that first song. That's the only song that I know that Sammy had. I can't even name you another Sammy song. But you out here talking about how great you are. Sammy, do you even have two nickels to rub against each other? Like, what are you doing with yourself? Say what you want to say about Ray J. Okay. I ain't gonna lie. We all know Ray J can't sing. His sister got all the singing ability, and that's okay. Ray J got to meet, okay? And Ray J has the ability to make a coin. Say what you want to say. Just like when everybody talking about Candy and the fact that her chops may not be what they used to be, back in the day, Candy keeps a coin. You can say what you want to say about Ray J, but Ray J keeps a coin. Ray J always got businesses going on out there. So the bitch can't sing worth a damn. What he should have did was like in the original versus battle. Remember in the original versus battles, he has 6 albums that ain't nobody ever heard. That ain't sold nothing. That went triple plexiglass. Like ain't nobody. But what I'm saying is if I'm Ray J, I would have did like the original verses where I was like, girl, I ain't got to sing. I have where you talking about my music that I made. Listen to the track. I sang it in the studio. Bitch, that's all I need to do right now. We ain't doing all that. Listen to the track. Play the track. That's what I would have did. I never even saw the watermelon. Like I only know about the watermelon because it was all over social media. Baby, I never saw the watermelon. I never saw him grinding on a damn mic stand laid out on the ground. Dear God, on the ground. A mess. A mess. All of them left there looking a damn fool. Pleasure P, out of the four of them original ones, Pleasure P probably had the most recognizable songs, but you went out there on some fuck shit. Nobody even wanted to hear what you had to sing about. Like it was stupid. This is supposed to be a fucking celebration of what you've accomplished and in the music. But if you ain't accomplished shit, then you have nothing to celebrate. So then you out there on stage fighting with each other because you don't have a catalog, because you have accomplished nothing in the music industry. And let's just be clear, you shouldn't even be having a versus battle with nobody. Hey sis, what's up, really be? Like I couldn't make it through I never saw Omarion and Mario because baby, I could after after the first act or that opening, baby, I ain't having to do. I said no. I don't have this kind of energy. I can't. I can't. I mean, it didn't help that I ain't know like I don't know none of Bobby V songs. The only song that Bobby V played that I knew was two. I did know two. I knew Blackberry Molasses and I knew the Pimpin' All Over the World. After that, I ain't know nothing else. Ray J, I only knew two songs from you, Ray J. It's on tonight and One Wish. Mario, you only got one song with your was your original, not Mario. Sammy, Sammy, you only got one song. Collectively, between four people, you might have had 10 songs that I knew. Might have. Now you're gonna have all of the young people that's after my generation that's gonna say, "Oh, but Pleasure P was with what is it? His group he was with Pretty Ricky. I think that was his group. And they had a bunch of songs. They probably did. Baby, that was after me. I ain't give a shit about them. That was after me. That's people who are right now in their late 20s, early 30s. Their late 20s to mid, if you're anywhere from about 27 to about 35, I say even 25 to 35, you was probably over there getting your whole fucking life off Pleasure P and the Pretty Ricky song. Baby, I didn't care about that group. I didn't care about them. I don't know these people. That was after my time. I ain't give a shit about them. And they was from Miami. And I still didn't give a shit about them. They didn't even get played like that in Miami. Let's just be clear. But that's I'm child. Child. So what was the whole point of them having a versus? Like when we started having opening acts for versus battles, because that's really what that was. So I never even made it to the fucking real versus battle because no. Mm-mm, mm. At this point, the shit has jumped the shark. Throw the shit out with the bath water and get it over with. I don't need to see no more verses. Come up with something new. Hey Willie, what's going on? Child. But I mean, Pretty Ricky is they did what other male groups did before them. All male groups always talked about fucking. And I'm going back to the days of Motown and all of that stuff. Them old men in the 50s and 60s, them black male groups, baby, they was talking about fucking. Let's just be clear. So child. Now, say what you want to say about Ray J. You saw his little R for his little company all over that shit. So they could have said all that shit about Ray J. Ray J left there with his coins. I'm sure he left there like, y'all do all of that. I cracked a whole bunch of notes, baby. I ain't never seen that attitude. I mean, he never really sang in range his whole. I'm sure what Ray J used to do when he used to go into the studio, they would play it in a certain key. He would sing it in the booth, in the recording booth, in a whole different key, and then they had to adjust or modulate the key of the song into whatever key he sung it in. Kind of like you do at church where they just start singing and the organist or the piano player at church got to adjust and figure out what key you in because you all over the goddamn place. That's what they have to do with Omarion. Mhm. He needed one more good Kojic organist on a B flat Hammond organ, and so they could adjust and find his key because he wasn't in the right key. And the shit got so disrespectful. Like it was just it I, it was I don't know. It was too much. It was just way too much. It was just way too much. Um, but Mario sings all the time. We know Mario can sing. Mario, out of all of the people that I saw, now they say Tank was there. I never saw Tank because I ain't make it that far. But Mario probably got the best chops out of all of the people that was on there singing. Tank can sing, but to me, Mario is a better singer to me than Tank. Like when you just talk about vocal ability, and Tank can sing his ass off, but Mario be singing. So, boy, it was a mess. I can't. Moving on. Let me get y'all a palate. I need a palate cleanser, and I ain't giving y'all no palate cleansers for y'all. These gonna be for me. Let me find me one for me. I ain't thinking about y'all today. There's a palate cleanser. That's for me. You know I like my men tall and skinny. So I'm gonna give you all my tall and skinny men tonight. Today we're getting all my tall and skinny men's. This is my next palate cleanser. All right. Let me go back. So that happened. So let me get this young man out the way. I don't really like the male model type. I really like my man just a roundaway everyday guy. But I know that my people not gonna like to see the kind of people that I like. Like I don't like my men all chiseled up and stuff like that. I like my men just a regular, average, ordinary guy, a roundaway guy. I don't need everybody and their mama looking at him. But for the purposes of the masses, got to get the people a little eye candy that they're gonna want to see. So anyway, not to come out the little bisexual closet yet, child. I'm not doing this with y'all. Hey MVN, my love. Child. Jeremiah was out there too. Just a mess. Just a cornucopia of fuck shit. A cornucopia of fuck shit. So OJ Simpson is in the news for a couple reasons. I'm not gonna go with the one everybody talking about. He's in the news for another reason. So y'all know I've been reporting on Deshaun Watson over the last several months. We was talking about Deshaun Watson over here before everybody else was talking about Deshaun Watson. So OJ Simpson had a couple things to say about Deshaun Watson and the accusers. Here's what OJ Simpson had to say. And he did this in a Twitter, in a, the OJ Simpson said, quote, you know, I believe that some of the girls just jumped aboard, but who knows? I don't know this. The four that are holding out, they may have a better case against him. I have no doubt that with it being the same lawyer involved with all 24 cases, some of those girls, at least the last four, are probably going to get some ducats. In other words, I don't believe them women. They lying, and there's nothing to see here. So let me get this right. We have a known murderer who was acquitted, but a known murderer who lied, paid a lot of money to get away with his lies, who's out here talking about a man who sexually assaulted possibly 60 plus women, allegedly. And you're telling me that you don't believe the women, that you believe him. And I'm supposed to go off of you, OJ, because you are the authority on this, right? Because you're the one who we should all look to when looking to adjudicate someone's innocent um or your yes, really be I'll put it Xavier, you too young. Xavier, you too young. Xavier, were you even born during the OJ trial, Xavier? Were you even born? Like Xavier, were you even born during the OJ trial? Child. They're gonna link really be. Really be, I really would like for you to come up here and talk when we get to the big story, the Roe v. Wade. But I listen, can OJ Simpson just go away? Like there are certain people just go away forever. You never have to come out of hiding. You never have to resurface. You never need to be here. Nobody's asking who's putting a microphone in his face. Like who is literally putting a microphone in this man's face to allow him to say anything? Why do you care? Why would anybody care what OJ Simpson's opinion is about anything? Xavier, Xavier, it's been very well documented why the freaking gloves never didn't fit at that time. Because when gloves, especially leather gloves, get wet and stained, and when they dry, guess what they do? They freaking shrink. Johnny Cochran knew that. Also, you had to watch the case because it was all theater. You could see he was doing everything he could to try not to make. We don't all put on gloves that was a little too snug. But you know how to make it like them gloves can't fit. Now these can't. I ain't going through this with Xavier. You weren't even alive, Xavier. Take our word for it. The man did it. That doesn't mean that we weren't happy that a black man finally got off, but we don't. We ain't going through it. We're not re-adjudicating the OJ Simpson trial. I'm saying. Marsha Clark and what was the black man name? I can't remember the last name. I think his last name. I mean, first. I think his last name was Durden. I can't remember his first name. But Marsha Clark and her and the black dude, they messed that up. So just a mess. Hey, but Marsha Clark and her.
Sorry. Hey, what's up?
No.
Thank you for letting me come up. I don't ask for the link often, but I had a sugar spike moment for you.
Oh,
I
hold
think you
on.
can appreciate it. I think you could appreciate it.
Okay, I got my. Hold on.
You
Well,
ready? It's
hold
a
on,
sugar
hold on,
spike moment,
hold on,
everybody.
hold on, really. Let me get everybody prepared.
Oh,
We
and free my
have
man OJ. Free my man OJ.
free your man. Oh, we ain't doing that.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Because Xavier don't know no better. And Xavier talk about, I don't think he did. Xavier, you weren't even born.
Listen. I'm
Hold
gonna be
on.
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
Sugar
do.
Spike.
I
Sugar
do feel
Spike.
like OJ Simpson's son did it though. I do feel like his son did it.
Sugar Spike, y'all.
But we have a sugar spike moment. We ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So is this how I share my screen with you?
Hmm. Hold on.
I want to show
You
you
should be able
something.
to share now.
Okay, can I share now?
I think.
Uh oh, I'm frozen. Can y'all see me?
Hmm.
I'm not moving on my screen. Uh oh, what did I do?
I see you.
Huh.
You moving on our end.
Okay, is my screen moving?
Mm. You're
Okay, I don't
moving.
know. I must be doing it wrong. I'm frozen on my end, so I don't know what to do.
You're not frozen on our end. Like you're moving. We see you moving.
I'm not. I can't see nothing. Oh boy, 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 boy.
You want to go
Okay,
out and come back?
yeah. Let me go. Let me see if it'll let me out. It won't even let me out.
Hold
Like
on,
my
guys.
screen is frozen.
Is it better now?
No.
Anyway, y'all. Back to what we was talking about. um. Thank you, Christopher Darden. Christopher Darden. That was his name. Thank you, Envy. I knew one of y'all was gonna know. Child, they messed that up. Just messed that up. You got all kinds of evidence, all kinds of hairs. His blood was in the house. His hairs was in the house. His DNA all over the house. And magically, his DNA and hair all over the bodies. His blood on the bodies. His hair on the bodies. His DNA all over the bodies. But that then they just gonna put it on the star. Anyway, I don't know where. Well, while we wait for really B, let me put another palette cleanser up. See what I got here. Chicken, get your chicken here. Oh, that's me right there. That's me. That's all me right there. Mhm. Okay, there she go. Oh, that's me right there.
Okay, yeah. I had just totally frozen, so maybe I don't know how to do this screen share thing.
I don't
So,
even know how to do screen share on somebody else's thing.
well, there's a way you can do it, but I
What I
clearly
did
I'm doing it.
was
Clearly, I'm doing it.
I did I put it on the layout where if you had something to share, it would come up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just show it to you. We're gonna have to do it just the ghetto way. I'm gonna just have to do it like this.
Hold
So,
on, let me make you big. Okay. You know you don't get too many times to be big over here. Hold on. When I was 17, I
I
did what
did what
people
people
told
told
me.
me.
Mm, mm,
Hey,
mm.
hey, yes,
Did what my father said and let
and
my
let my
brother
mother
hold
mold
me.
me.
Ah.
But that was a long ago. I'm in control.
Oh, ow, ow. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, so you, this is a sugar spike moment.
Mm-hmm.
So Barack Obama tweeted this. Today, the
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Court not only reversed nearly 50 years of precedent, it relegated the most intensely personal decisions someone can make to the whims of politicians and ideologues, attacking the essential freedoms of millions. Senator Senator John Cornyn
Cornyn.
tweeted, what's his name?
Cornyn.
Yeah, him. He responded and said this. Now, Duplessis versus Ferguson slash Brown versus Board of Education. This is the tweet. This is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, listen, what I can't stand more than a racist is a dumb racist. Plessy versus Ferguson established separate but equal. Brown versus Board of Education eliminated separate but equal. How you want to reverse both of them, you dumb fuck? It's one or the other. It's one or the other. You can't do both. You want to get rid of Brown versus Board. You like Brown. If you're the racist, you like Plessy versus Ferguson. You want to get rid of Brown versus Board. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
we here now. We see, yeah, we don't. Let's go ahead and dive in the deep end because now the attorney general of the great state of Texas, along with the secretary of state of the great state of Texas, has now deemed June 24th a statewide holiday. Oh, yes. The day that
Oh my!
Roe is overturned is now an actual holiday in the great state of Texas now. Oh yeah,
Wow.
this is where we were going. We were getting to this place. Cause see, I was gonna save this for my spiking moment at the end. But since you got us here, sis, we here. Like the head, here we go. Cause we here now. Because of the great state of Texas now, every June 24th, 5 days after Juneteenth, you can celebrate when they overturned Roe v. Wade if you want to. But that's now a statewide holiday in the great state of Texas.
Wow.
Oh,
Mind you,
wait.
the same state that just had what 20 children gunned down and can't do nothing about gun control.
Oh, really be. Let me make you even more upset. Since we're going down this road, dear God, dear Lord, dear God. Now, let me take you to the Democratic Party. Come, I need my email. Hurry up and open because my email is tripping right now. Let me get my email back open. Hold on. Since we're in the moment, we're in the now. Since we're dealing with goddamn sugar spikes, it ain't just on the Republican side. Oh, it's on the Democratic side. Let me tell you what y'all's friend, y'all leader, black leader on the Democratic side, in the form of one United States uh, House Majority Whip James Clyburn had to say with regard to the Roe v. Wade decision. He was asked about the significance of the decision by a reporter, and y'all want to know what his response was? He says, I mean, he says, it's a little anticlimactic. I think we all expected this, and I'm hopeful. I have to read the decision to see exactly the extent to which we can move legislatively to respond to it. But I just stopped at the point where he just said, "Oh, it was anticlimactic."
Well, I kind of agree
We
with
all
him. Like it got leaked. We already knew this was happening. So I kind of understand what he's saying.
no, no, no. When you add that with the "we all expected this," and then you
Right, we did. They leaked it 2 months ago.
the problem with it being anticlimactic with for him and establishment Dems is because we know they were never going to move on it. You telling me it's anticlimactic? Are you going to have that same stance? Because please be clear, Cornyn is a whole fucktard and dick fucking the head and got himself messed up. But Cornyn is sending the message that he's going for all
Oh, we
civil
know.
rights.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I get
And
that. Yeah.
so
But I'm
I
just saying that
what
statement.
I'm
I don't
saying
know.
too, and even if he felt that way, my problem with Jim Clyburn is that is not the time at the moment. Because let's be clear, really be there are some of us that have been following this stuff that knew this was coming, but a whole lot of people don't watch the CNNs and MSNBCs aren't even when it leaked a few weeks ago, a whole lot of people ain't have nothing to say about it because it wasn't official. And so it wasn't so they weren't paying it no attention, didn't pay it no mind. But when it becomes actual and real, and now you have the a majority of people who don't even care about politics now finding out about it, and your response as a person who's supposed to be pro-choice, who we're looking to help save and salvage the rights of women. I don't want you to come out of this like, oh, it was anticlimactic.
Let me ask you this question.
Nothing to see here.
Let me ask you this question. Do
Hmm.
you think they have enough balls to pack the court?
Really, Bean? You've been over here with me. I said before Biden even took the oath of office, your first job is to pack the court. I said that before he took the oath of office. One of your first things you need to try to do is pack the court. But they wanted to play around. That's why we're here, really, be. They wanted to play around. They wanted to play nice with people who don't play nicely. And oh no, we have to stick with history and precedent. Mind you, there's no precedent or history with the number of Supreme Court justices because it has changed over and over in the history of this country. Has it not really been?
Yes.
So you trying to play nice with people who don't play nicely was of no. When you decided I said, "Oh, we're going to hell in a handbasket." And these people, I don't want to hear nothing from Susan Collins. I don't want to hear nothing from Lisa Murkowski. I don't want to hear nothing from all of these other establishment Dems to go along with those people who thought that these people who Trump put on the court wasn't going to do what they said. Now you talk about what's anticlimactic. Who voted? We knew this. The Federalist Society, who gave Trump all of his nominees because they told him we're going to vote against Roe v. Wade. What? And listen, really, be you watch my channel. You know I talk politics. Before the decision came out, before it leaked, were we not on this show? We even said it on Teacher Project 2.0. We talked about when they started going after, when Texas did their abortion rights, when they started doing stuff. I said, if Roe v. Wade falls, that means that gay marriage is going to fall. That means that the legitimacy or even it being legal to be homosexual will fall. That means that all civil rights that we know right now can and will fall. We said that here even before this leaked. So when this leaked and the Dems still sat back like, oh, it's nothing to see here. And so now we're here because there's a lot of people, and you probably saw. I was going through my timeline yesterday. It was a lot of people talking about politics and Roe v. Wade who don't ever talk about politics and Roe v. Wade, even here on the YouTube streets. And I was like, interesting, because we don't known this was coming. Like you said, we don't known this was coming, but most of America did not. And the people whose job it is to know weren't sounding the alarm, weren't screaming from the rooftops, had the same attitude as Jim Clyburn saying, oh, nothing to see here. It's very anticlimactic. And we're going to have all of our freedoms and rights that we know as a people stripped from us, and Dems continuing to say, oh, we expected this. Oh, it's very anticlimactic. Y'all better get ready, LGBTQ plus community. Y'all better get ready. Because they already gave you the list. Obergefell, that is gone. Lawrence versus Texas is gone. And if Lawrence versus Texas goes, that means sodomy laws go in place. That means you having the right to live and be free as a homosexual or a lesbian, a gay, even trans rights, all of those are gone. And that's why, really be you and me say all the time, oh, I don't care about politics. That ain't my thing. Okay, okay, baby. And they listen, they made sure they do this stuff strategically. They're putting the gays on notice. We made sure we let you know during Pride Month, hey, boo, you're next. Hey, boo, you're next. And that's what I mean, really be. Now, let me ask you this, really be. Do you think this is really going to be the slippery slope? Do you think we're going to go careening? down a real, true slippery slope? That's my question to you, really be.
I want to say no, but if you had asked me 6 months ago about Roe v. Wade, I probably would have said no then too. So maybe not 6 months ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, two
Um,
years ago. Hmm.
I want to say no, but honestly, if the Dems don't grow a pair, then yeah, because we saw what happened. Okay, so for the people who aren't following the playbook, El Teddy just spoke on it. We've spoken on it before. The states started passing very oppressive laws against abortion. States like Texas and Mississippi and Tennessee, they started passing these very oppressive laws, which triggered organizations like the ACLU and other, women's rights organizations and Planned Parenthood to file these lawsuits. And then the lawsuits went through the courts and they wound their way up to the Supreme Court, which allowed the Supreme Court to then make this decision. So the question is, or what we're saying is, are we going to start seeing these challenges to gay marriage? Are we going to start seeing these challenges to separate but equal that will do the same thing? Because the playbook, here's the thing we know about playbooks. When the playbook, even in a team, in a sports team, if a coach calls a play and the play works, oh, he's going to call it again. And the playbook worked. So, well, the play worked. So the question is this is what we are they going to do it again? So if we start seeing, and you pay more attention to this stuff than I do on the local level. When we start seeing, if we haven't already seen these cases that are challenging, because I'm telling you, I definitely can see education being challenged because they've already been headed that way with the rise of charter schools and
Hmm.
neighborhood schools and stuff like that. So I absolutely can see this happening on the education
Listen,
side.
the writing is already on the wall. I saw the most insidious, I saw several posts from some gay men that were saying, oh, well, they dropped Roe v. Wade. Well, that ain't my problem. Really? Really, sir? Because you don't know. See, and this is what I say when people say, oh, I don't do politics. I don't know about none of that. So I don't have to work. Okay. Because remember, like Really B said, they started passing laws about abortion. You see, they already have started don't say gay laws. Don't teach my kids about anything about, I don't want to hear about anything gay. I don't want to see anything gay. And what that means is Clarence Thomas, in his majority opinion, gave them the dog whistle, told them, he spelled it out. We need to reconsider all precedent with regard to these cases, which means that he told those states, hey, boo, we're here for it. We're here for all of it. And the thing about it is, what are they going to do to stop them? Because the circuit courts are lined with people who want nothing more than you know what I'm saying, to do their bidding, the bidding of the conservative. The Congress can't get their act together to pass any laws that would overturn a Supreme Court decision. So now we're left at the mercy of six people who do not agree with the majority of this country that are making decisions for the 300 plus million people that live here. We have six people making decisions that affect the laws of all of us. And these are six people that want nothing to do with us. Because, like you said, Really B, they could touch separate but equal. They could start
Yeah.
talking about public education. All of that is on the table. Every they have. and see more so than those specific cases, because people are pointing to those specific cases, and really be you'll probably attest to this more than I can. What this does is what the Supreme Court has always done was, if Supreme Court had already ruled on something and it was precedent, they honored precedent within the Supreme Court. If it was adjudicated and determined that it was constitutional or not constitutional, they went with that precedent. With this, they've said, no, we're not doing that anymore. All bets are off. Everything's back on the table. So,
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's for me. That's where I am with it for me, and that's the part that I try to get people to. I don't know. I try to get people to understand. I don't know if they do or not, child.
listen, it should be a scary time for all people, because I guarantee you, if this, and I've been, we've been projecting the bloodbath coming in November. Let me help you understand something. If this bloodbath comes in November like we think it will, 2024, you can cancel Christmas, because there's nobody right now in the Democratic Party that they're ready to put up 2024. And then if Biden says that he's going to run again, you know what the Dems are going to do. They're going to acquiesce to his wishes and not even have primaries. And he's going to get bludgeoned. Like the first, remember how the first George W. Bush got beat down after his first term? That's what we're going to have.
Yeah,
And then you're going to have somebody like Death Satan or some other extremely conservative president, coupled with a Republican Senate and probably a Republican House, that is going to run roughshod in this country. And we're going to be living in 1776 again with 21st century technology. I'm telling you what's about to happen. And that is what is most scary. I'm very afraid, really, and I've been afraid for a long time. You know, I have. You know, I've been over here screaming from the rooftops, screaming from the rooftops. What I hope, because I was watching a lot of different people, and I saw you was on Scotty's panel. I didn't watch the whole thing of Scotty's panel last night. I didn't know he had a panel last. I know he had a panel last night, but did I watched part of it. But what I hope is that the conversation doesn't stop with just saying it's awful that Roe v. Wade has been overturned, but that it looks forward to your entire life is about to be affected by these six people. Politics is about to affect how you live and move and everything. And if you sit back and say, well, that's not my problem, that's their problem, you're going to find yourself, it's going to be your problem, and it's going to be nothing you can do. It's going to be too late. Because at this point, it's too late, isn't it? It's nothing we can do, can we? There's nothing
oh,
we
this
can do.
is a done deal. I mean, the only thing it can be a state by state thing. And Congress
Or
can pass.
Congress.
I mean, Congress can pass the law,
Mm-hmm,
but you know that that's not going to happen.
mm-hmm.
Um, they can pack the court, but then even if he adds justices to the court, then we still have to find a court case to set it to for
That's
it to.
right.
I mean, we got to still do it. So again, this is can it be reversed? Yes, it can
Mhm.
happen, but it's not going to happen immediately. He can't do an
And
executive
it's not
order
going to be
like
easy.
it can't. So this is going to be the situation for the next, I would say at least, and this is if a Democrat gets elected president, because it's not going to happen overnight. And you think about it, he really only has less than a year and a half to do anything, because then after that it's going to be lame duck. It's really going to come down to these midterm elections, because if we don't maintain the majority, then we ain't got a shot in hell that none of that
Because
happens.
Mitch McConnell already told you, I'm just buying time. Mitch McConnell has told y'all, listen, I just been laying low for these 2 years. I can wait 2 years. Mitch McConnell plays the waiting game. The Republicans, they play the waiting game. He said, I know in November it's about to be a bloodbath. Let's do
Yeah,
it. I'm here for it. And when he gets control of the um the House, all of the conservative judges could die in one day. Um, and guess what? I mean, not all of it. You could have, let's say, 3 judges get COVID and die. Okay, I guarantee you, Mitch McConnell ain't letting Joe Biden pick nobody.
nope.
He's already said that, which is why um it's just it's so disheartening that they did not come in. And you know, man, people say, "Oh, well, Teddy, you're progressive. Oh, y'all be too radical." It wasn't. It don't seem radical now to say you should have packed the courts when you came in here. You wish now people are talking about what they should have, could have, and would have did, what they wish they would have done. You saw how the Republicans got rid of Madison Cawthorn. They should be doing. The Democrats need to be doing that right now for Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema.
Absolutely.
But y'all over here playing with people. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I don't. Mm-mm. You can't play with people like that. Mm-mm. Nope. So and I hate to be an alarmist, but at this point, it's time to sound the alarm. If you are not afraid, you should be. You should be. You absolutely should be. Kamala Harris is not the answer. She would not win. And right now, I don't know who they're going to nominate that will win. I don't know
That's the thing. I don't know who will. I don't know if we have anybody that will win.
because the Dems have already proven they don't want any parts of anybody that they feel is too progressive. I'll give you a point blank. Henry Cuellar won by 300 votes. His primary against progressive Jessica Cisneros. Henry Cuellar really is a pro-life Democrat. He told them, "I'm never voting for abortion." He told the Dems, I'm a Dem, but I don't want no parts of abortions. I am pro-life." He told the Dems, "I'm never voting for gun laws. I am pro-guns." And guess what Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn did? Right up the day after the shooting in Texas, they were campaigning for Henry Cuellar, who's a pro-gun Democrat, just because they don't want to vote for people to vote for progressive. And that is the problem that we have.
That's the problem.
Now, this is the salacious side, but you better speak a word. That is so true, so Jeff, because the people don't care until it hits them, and okay, y'all don't care
And
now.
that's part of the problem. That's it. That's it right there. Because the thing
Hmm.
about when people say I'm not into politics, you don't have listen. You don't have to be into politics. Politics is gonna be into you though.
Hmm.
Like ain't nobody asking you to watch CNN 24 hours a day, but
Right.
you definitely need to be aware of what's going on, and you need to be aware on how you can fix it, change it, whatever.
And then the other part about it is this: if we as the populace, the electorate, we go out, we do what you asked us to do. We vote in droves. We go out there and hit the polls. We beat the streets, and we give you what you want. And y'all go in there and pussyfoot around and do nothing. I heard somebody say this morning, and I agree with them totally. The Democrats took Roe v. Wade for granted. Oh, we ain't got to worry about that. That's not a fight. That's already been, decided in the Supreme Court. Really? Oh, but they told us that they wouldn't vote against that. Really? So what next?
Joshua, the thing is, what's stupid doesn't matter. They can do it. They have done it. Like there are laws on the books. There's still some places where there are laws on the books against
Yes.
sodomy.
The only reason that you aren't arrested is because of that Supreme Court ruling.
But
See, Joshua,
let's not act like that people didn't get rounded up, that they didn't. I mean, Stonewall, hello. Let's not act like that the police didn't go to gay bars and round homosexuals up and, put them in jail,
being
and
gay
like
was
let's not act like that
illegal.
wasn't a thing.
And I think some of the young people don't understand being gay in this country was illegal. Illegal.
There were laws that said that you could have no more than two pieces of clothing that were deemed the opposite sex. So a woman could not wear a full suit that looked like a man's suit, and a man, of course, could not wear a dress and a skirt. And it was up to the police. I mean, that was the law, and it was the police discretion as to whether what you had on was male or female. Like, let's not act like these laws weren't real, that they did not exist.
Listen, there were dark days in this country not long ago. I think, and that's what I have to tell some of my younger members of the Rainbow Coalition. Y'all live in this day of, oh, we're just open, free. And when I was young, it wasn't no, we're open, free, and we just out here living life. There wasn't like that. And I think we take for
That's because you're
granted.
old.
That's because you take for granted all of the liberties that people fought for and died for and got beat for and were jailed for and fought for. But let's be clear, the Supreme Court at any given moment could say, oh, all of that is gone.
But Joshua, that is what Clarence Thomas said in his message, his opinion. He said that is one of the things that they need to go after, which is your bedroom. What happens in your
Right.
bedroom? And
See,
you're right.
even
But here's the thing: if El Teddy and his husband live next door to me, and it's against the law, let's just say we go back in time, we put this thing
Mhm.
in reverse, and they pass these laws, these anti-sodomy laws. And if El Teddy and his husband live next to me, they can pretend like they're roommates. But if I believe that it's sexual, I can call the police,
And they will
and the
go to
police can come
jail.
and arrest them. That's
That
it. Like,
happened.
that's what we're talking about, y'all.
And Joshua, even more so than that, you're talking about they don't know what goes on in the bedroom. If they simply believe that you're gay because you may be more effeminate than for their liking, they will say, "Oh, this person is a homosexual. That is not legal here. He must be having gay sex. We will throw you in jail." That was happening in this country. Lawrence versus Texas said that there was privacy to bedroom, but it wasn't just specifically saying privacy to the bedroom. What it was saying was people are free to be homosexual if they want to. You cannot adjudicate what someone does with their with who they are and with their in their bedroom, essentially saying because homosexuality is not illegal. The sodomy laws were specific to being homosexual. If you were looked at as being effeminate, they took you to jail back in the day because they said, "Oh, he's a sodomite." The term back in the day wasn't gay or homosexual. They would call you a sodomite. That's what they called you, a sodomite. And if you were deemed a sodomite, that was illegal. You went to jail. They didn't never have to see you having sex with anybody, but you were deemed a sodomite and they took you to jail because you might have been a little too effeminate. Your voice might have been a little too high pitched. Your wrist might have been a little too limp for them. You might have had a little too many colors on that they didn't agree with. And now you going to jail. That was law in this country. And I think that's what people need to understand. So when we talk about Clarence Thomas saying, yep, we're going after Oberger, see, people look at the gay marriage part of it. And that because a lot of the younger gays can remember when gay marriage was passed. But a lot of you all don't remember. It was illegal to be proud. That's why we have a Pride Month. You couldn't be out and proud. There was no such animal. When they used to have pride parades back in the day, they had mass arrests. They would take them, they would snatch them up right from the parade. Appreciate you. Come on, get these good Chanel bangles. We'll see you. You'll be in jail for the weekend. That's but Joshua, that's the point that me and Really B are making. It is crazy in 2022. And that's why we're saying this going down doesn't just affect Roe v. Wade and abortion rights. They clearly said, here are the laws that we are willing to wipe off the books. Bring us a court case that has it, we're wiping it off the books. And those cases dealt with homosexuality being legal. It dealt with Obergefell is gay marriage, but Lawrence is Lawrence v. Texas, which was the sodomy laws, which was the laws that made it legal to be gay in this country.
Yep. That's it.
I'm just saying, this is real, people. This is happening. And that's why I always say any marginalized people need to fight for the rights of all marginalized people. Because when you decide, well, that ain't my problem, that's their problem, and I ain't got to worry about that, it will be your problem next. I told you, you got to fit into four categories: male, white, heterosexual, and Christian. If you don't check all four of those boxes, baby, they don't want no parts of you. Let me tell you again: male, white, heterosexual, and Christian. If you don't check those four boxes, they don't want no parts of you.
Remember, remember, it wasn't until 1980. I don't have the year in front of me, but it was the 1980s.
When it
19,
wasn't a mental illness.
that's what I'm saying. I don't have the year in front of me, but until the 1980s, homosexuality was still in the D. Was it the DSM-5?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the DSM, which is the book that psychiatrists swear by, that outlines what mental illness is. The how do you diagnose someone with a certain type of illness, whether it's schizophrenia. It's the criteria that psychiatrists use. And up until 1980 something, we're talking again the 1980s, not that long ago, it was still considered a mental disease. Of your parents could have you committed to a hospital, a mental hospital, and because they said, listen, my son told me he's gay. My daughter said that she likes women. Something's wrong with her. Your parent, if you were a minor, your parents could literally have you committed.
That was in my lifetime. That was in my lifetime. And so
Because you're
that's why,
old. Once again.
but that's why when I look at some of my younger members of the Rainbow Coalition, while I applaud how, loud and proud you all are, let's not forget Roe v. Wade outdates homosexuality being legal.
What about bisexual men like you? You better act like you straight and be very discreet. I mean, that's
Listen,
why you have family members. All right, you have however many people in your chat right now. How many people, just put a yes or no in the chat? How many people in your family have had members of your, like, older members of your family that had a roommate for 20 years, 30 years? They never quite said that was their significant other. The family just kind of understood what it was, but it was their roommate, because that's how people had to live. People had to be very discreet in their dealings, and that's where same sex marriage was so important, because people didn't have rights. You could I'm gonna keep using El Teddy. El Teddy could have lived with his husband for 50 years, and they had a house. They built a life together. They had money in the bank. They had stocks. They had whatever. And God forbid one of them passed away. That family could swoop in and take everything. And El
Everything.
Teddy, if El Teddy's name wasn't on that house because the law said he could that their name his name couldn't be on the house, if El Teddy's name wasn't on the bank account or however they didn't take care of their business, then his husband's family could come in and take the house, take all the money in the bank. If there was stocks, take stocks. Like, this was real and this was recent.
Recent.
This isn't ancient history, y'all. Remember, same sex marriage just became legal under Obama.
Under Obama. And when
Obama,
Obama
y'all.
and when Obama came in office, he didn't want no parts of it. When Obama came in
He didn't
office,
at first. He didn't at
he
first.
said, nope, not touch, nope.
He didn't want to touch it. But at the end of the day, my thing is this: where people start and where they end. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, though, that's what I think people need to understand. When Clarence Thomas says that he wants to regulate what goes on in your bedroom, that's what he's talking about. Who you're sleeping with. I'm with the people who've been on the internet saying, if we're going to get rid of abortion, we need to get rid of Viagra. Because if getting pregnant was God's will, then your limp dick is too.
And let's be clear. See, when they talk, certain laws are made where it becomes subjectivity. I'll give you a perfect example. Black people that could pass, they passed they would do that during times of slavery, or even when we were in times of segregation, separate but equal, where they would pass. And if people looked and perceived that they were white, they were granted the thing. But once they looked at you and they saw that nose was a little too big, that hair had a little too much kink to it or curl to it, nah, you got black in you. And all the laws that goes for black people go with that. In the same way of being gay. Nah, that twang in your voice, that's a little too feminine for us. And you know what that means? You must be a sodomite. You must be having sex with a man. We're gonna throw you in jail. And now it's up to you to prove that we're wrong.
Joshua, I don't understand. You said if they're getting rid of abortion, it makes sense to get banned contraception. Why? That doesn't make sense. Contraceptions, if I'm going to walk down the road of people who say a fetus is a baby, fine, whatever. I'm not arguing that. But contraception stops a fetus from happening. So I don't understand. It stops the egg from even being fertilized. That's what contraception does, right? I mean, that's science 101, right? I'm not being funny. I just want to make sure I'm right. Okay.
And let's be clear, because and this is the elephant in the room, you got a whole lot of black people that want no parts of the LGBTQ plus community. Let's be clear. There's a lot of black people who are holier than thou churchgoers that want no parts of pro-choice either. But what this is saying is this: when you start down this slippery slope, where does it end? Because Clarence Thomas, hey, boo boo, you only one vote. And trust and believe those white members of that Supreme Court will back their white supremacy before they back your black ass. And if they wanted to, they could say, oh, we're going back to we like really be say, we'll get rid of Brown v. Board of Education. We're going back to Plessy versus Ferguson.
And Loving versus Virginia, which will
Right. And if they
affect
do
them.
Loving versus Virginia, you and your ugly ass wife, what you gonna do about her ugly ass? How about that, Clarence Thomas? Since
You
we
know what
going
I
down
hate
this
you.
road,
I hate you sometimes.
she's not cute. She's not. You know what really be what's be so funny is
I can't stand
sometimes the
you.
black people who marry these white people, you be like, you couldn't even get a cute white person. You just would have got anything over there.
Listen, that's why sometimes when I be seeing people um with their white women, I be like, okay,
Like you can have him. Go ahead. Go ahead.
like all right then, have a good time. Do you?
But yeah, this is where I think that we just need to understand that it is time. If people never thought it was a time to get serious about these things that we call politics, now is that time. Even if you say I'm not into politics, I don't care. Hey, baby, you need to be. And I think that's a part of. I think with if we talk specifically about black people, if we're really having that real conversation in black households, there's a large contingency of black people who have no problem with Roe v. Wade going down. There would also be a large contingency of black people who would have no problem with saying, "Oh, a Burgerfell is gone and Lawrence is gone. All right, well, oh well." That and that's why I always say you can't, as a one marginalized group, you can't pick and choose. Oh, I only care about this marginalized group. Damn all the other marginalized group, because it's inevitably going to be you at some point.
Can I? Okay, this is totally off the topic. Can I
Mm-hmm.
just throw something totally off the topic?
Mm-hmm.
I really need to purge my Facebook. I know you don't do Facebook, but I very like I go over to Facebook maybe once a day just to see what's new.
I mean,
I
I go
don't
over
know
there
these
every now and again.
people. I don't know. Like I'm really scrolling. Like I don't know you. I don't recognize you. I don't recognize your name. Like I really need. I feel like Facebook has made me friends with people that I don't know. I don't know these people, y'all.
No, you know what gets me on Facebook? It's people who I know, but they'll change their name to something that I'm like, who? Like we might not be close friends, but maybe we knew each other, years ago,
Listen,
and maybe I added you when your original name was your name, but now you got some like what? I don't who.
like I promise you, I don't know these people. And then I'll be looking like I'll be trying to connect. I'll look and see how we're connected. I'll be like, yo, I knew you from high school, and I don't remember you. I just need to undo. Anyway. I know that was way off topic, but I
Yeah,
was just like, I don't
little
know these
baby,
people.
you better speak a word because you better believe. Hey, y'all gotta pay child support.
Well, you see where who was that? Like people are tweeting out if any side chicks that are members of Congress or the Supreme Court, let us know now. Like let us expose these men that done made you have abortions.
Cause baby,
Anyway,
child child support is real.
listen, it's gonna be a whole mess, but I do. So this is so my okay. So my overall prediction here. You want my prediction? Here's my prediction.
Hmm.
This is going to be the law of the land for about two to 2 to 5 years, but eventually they're going to figure out a way to outlaw it again. It'll be illegal again, but it'll be about 2 to 5 years. I say about 2 to 5 years.
And what is giving you that kind of a surety?
It's a lot of if this happens, maybe carried
Exactly.
to,
Exactly.
I
Did you see I stood up? I
it's
stood up.
listen. It's a whole quadriadic equation in my head. Okay,
Quadriatic, not quadratic. Quadriatic.
listen,
I got you.
listen. I failed math. Shut the hell up. It's a whole I said quay. I meant quay, bitch. Quadriadic equation in my head. Okay.
Quadratic equation. I got you. You like Rain Man with the derivatives and integrals going on in
Yes.
your brain.
In my head, it's a whole lot of stuff. it's if this happened, if that happened, carry the one, subtract the two, pi squared. It's a lot of shit going on there. Okay. Right, Fran J. A whole lot of if then statements. But
Don't help her out, Fred J. Fred J. Do not help her out.
it's a lot of if then statements. But if and then happen, then I just say 2 to 5 years. I think so. Because here's what I think.
I mean, what are
Yeah,
your
I'm gonna just
ifs
leave it at
and
that.
then? What are your ifs and then?
It's too much, El Teddy. It's too much. But it
Exactly. That's my
definitely
point.
listen, just
Too
shut
many
up.
things.
It
Too
starts with
many
the
things
midterm
have to
elections.
fall in place and happen for this to really take place.
It
He-
listen, it
Here's my
starts with
thing.
listen. It's gonna start with it starts with the midterm elections. So after the
Now,
midterm elections, I'll give you an update on my timeline.
here's the thing. We have opposing forces working against each other. Okay,
Tracy said
some of the
15 to
very
20
same
years.
people. Some of the very same people. I'm with Tracy. I am absolutely with Tracy on this. You got some of the same people who are pro-choice. I need my right to choose. That are the same people that are pro-gun. I need my right to have my guns. And so what that means is I have to choose between the right to have an abortion or the right to have my gun. And now people have to weigh their options. That's one opposing force. The other thing you have is apathy amongst voters. Like people are at this point so angry, so apathetic about DC and politics. They're like, fuck this shit. I don't even care no more. Hold on 1 second. Talk to the people. I got to take this call. Hold on 1 second.
There'll be a state level issue before it'll ever become federal again. This is why these states were able to pass. It'll definitely be state by state. It's going to be like the governor of California said that it'll absolutely stay legal in California. I think MVN said Washington state. It will absolutely be state by state. It will absolutely be state by state. So it's going to be like it was with gay marriage, where some states you could get married, other states you couldn't. You had to travel, and each state had their own stipulations and stuff like that. So that's what's going to happen over the next whatever the timeline is. But I think eventually we'll get back. Would Roe v. Wade also affect someone marrying a minor or having a child with a minor child? I'm
Sorry
not
about
sure
that.
I
That was my
understand that
call for my
question.
next meeting.
You said, well, you got to get ready to get off?
Huh?
Would you say you got to get ready to get off? I got to get ready to get off.
Yeah, and a little probably by 5:30 I'll be off. But
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to I gotta get ready to, well, that's 5:30, that's 3 minutes. Okay. I mean 8 minutes. So I'll get off at 5:30. I'm not sure I understand your question. Would Roe v. Wade also affect someone marrying a minor or having a child with a minor? I'm not sure the question. Elta, do you understand what they're asking?
I mean, complex 613. Those are already illegal. You can't marry a minor without their
Yeah, that's
parents.
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
you already can't, and if you
and
get them pregnant,
having sex with a minor is statutory rape.
yeah, and if you get a minor pregnant, like you could go to jail because that's illegal. That's statutory rape.
So state laws can be overturned, but if they're deemed unconstitutional, yes,
Hmm.
yes,
That's how this whole thing started.
yeah. That's how we started.
That's how this whole because they
Mhm.
passed these crazy laws
I
and
think Mississippi was the one that got the 15 weeks, and they
Texas
said,
too. Texas
uh,
too. Isn't it
yeah,
6 weeks in Texas?
right. It was, and so what they said was, and I blame Chief Justice Roberts, who has no institutional control over there. He has lost complete. He is going to go down as a failed Chief Justice because he has no institutional control over there. When the Texas thing came out, remember they basically said, "Well, we're not going to really talk about that. Y'all can do what y'all want
Hey,
to do over there.
Belize. Hey,
We
boo.
ain't gonna. Hey, Belize, we ain't gonna really talk about that. It's nothing to see there. We ain't gonna rule on that, and y'all figure that out. And then we had the Mississippi law that came, and that was all they need because Mississippi had the I think it was 15 weeks, but in their court case, they
I'm listening.
completely came right out and said we challenge Roe v. Wade. That's why they was able to overturn Roe v. Wade because it wasn't just the 15-week. They not only wanted their right to keep the 15-week, but then they came right out and said we are challenging Roe v. Wade. And I'm telling you, they wouldn't do that unless they had already known, oh, we already got this. So listen, Jonathan, I think a lot of people don't realize and understand that was happening. Where in this country there was bombings on abortion clinics. There were people attacking people as they walked in abortion clinic. There were real things that were happening in this country in recent history. So we at every marginalized group, you need to be concerned. That includes black people, that includes Latinx people, that includes the entirety of the Rainbow Coalition, all of those letters of the letter people. That include because women, your rights. Listen, women, don't think it'll stop here. Because if please be clear, the same pro-life women that are saying, "Oh, Susan B. Anthony wouldn't have wanted this." You know the Susan B. Anthony chicks. There's a group of people called the Susan B. Anthony something or
They
whatever.
clearly don't know who Susan B. Anthony was.
She wouldn't have wanted abortion. And please be clear: if these men feel like you are challenging their supremacy, you think they won't come after you? You see how quickly Roe v. Wade fell. Hmm, hmm, a mess. A mess. Thank you, Quinn Central, who tweeted this out. But y'all, now is the time. This is not the time to be apathetic. You know, um, there are but Cams, that's the whole thing that we're trying to say. The the they always talk about, well, that wasn't spelled out in the Constitution. Well, hell, in the Constitution, we didn't have a whole lot of things back in 1789. What year was it, 1787 or 17, whatever that year was? What year was the Constitution originally wrote, really be?
17.
I thought it was 89 or 87 or something like that. I don't remember.
Yeah, the Constitution. Because remember, this wasn't our, wasn't the original. After we had the Articles of Confederation first, and
Right.
that didn't work. So
And then they had the
it was like
Constitution that was,
it was like in the 17. It was like 1780
yeah, I
something,
thought it
because
was in 1780
1790
something.
established Washington D.C. as the capital city. So
Because before then it was Philadelphia, wasn't it?
yeah, it was Philadelphia. It's been in Philadelphia. It's been in New York. It's been in a couple of places.
Mhm. So what I'm saying is, everybody says 1787. Okay, come on, we
Thank
paid
you,
attention in this sweet
1787.
lady. Um, but my point is, every marginalized group, you weren't written into the Constitution. Women, white women, you were not written into the Constitution. Nothing in the Constitution applied to you, white women. And so that's why I say these conservatives that want to be constitutional purists and stuff like that, White women, you are a marginalized group, whether or not you think so, because you weren't written in the Constitution. Us black people, we weren't written into the Constitution. Homosexuality wasn't even a term in 1787. That term didn't come along till what, 1945? So, this is the time for you to be concerned. This is the time for you to under 46. Thank you, Jonathan. 1946. If it's listen, the politicians have spoken. They told you where they stand on it. They told you where they're going with it, and it is up to us to let them know we're not here for it. We will burn this bitch down. We'll burn it down.
Burn it down. All right, y'all. I gotta go.
All right, I
Um,
gotta go too. Listen,
yeah,
y'all. Thank you for so much for being here, really, B.
thanks for letting me
Um,
up. I appreciate you, sir. I
yeah,
wasn't planning on it,
I
but
do.
you know,
I would at some point. I thought about, but I've been out of town this week. I wanted to have a
look,
conversation.
I'm voguing.
Oh dear God. I wanted to have a conversation with maybe you, me, and maybe like a Tabitha, like people who can talk this kind of stuff in a real and tangible and substantive way that actually know what is they're talking about, because there's a lot of people out here that are talking about this, but you need to monitor what you're listening to, because, and no offense to some people, but they just don't have the background to know. They'll read bits and pieces of an article and
You
run with
gonna
bits
miss
and
me?
pieces
Where am I going,
of an
Jonathan?
article.
Cause I'm going on vacation. He said I'm gonna miss you. I was like, wait, where am I going? But I'm
Listen,
down. I'm down. Yeah, I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm taking my computer with me, so I can't say when I'll be, but I'll be around. I'll be around, child.
starting on July 1st, I'm gonna be out of the, I'm gonna be off for a week as well. I'm gonna be in New York, in Syracuse, New York. So
Oh
I'll
no,
be
this
off
isn't
for a
my
week.
trip. Next week I'm gonna be in the United States. That's not my France trip. I'm gonna be 3 hours from my house next week.
So I'm gonna be calling her, bothering her anyway, y'all. So don't worry.
So you said July 1st you're gonna be where?
In Syracuse, New York.
Oh, okay, because July 2nd you need to be available.
That's Saturday.
That's my birthday.
I know. I'm gonna pop up for you. I got you. I might be. It might be loud where I'm at. I might be somewhere. Let me know what
I have
time.
to once I get down there and I figure everything out, I'll schedule my birthday party. So I may not do it till I come
Where you
back on
going?
Sunday. I may not do it till Sunday when I come back.
Where you going?
Where am I going next week? Out of
I
town.
know you told me. I forgot.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
But I may wait till I get back home Sunday and just do it Sunday night if it's too busy, if it's too much going. But I'll wait and see because I don't know
Jonathan,
what
if
I don't
you
know what they
want,
have planned for me. So
not Jonathan. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Jonathan's name. Cam's. If you want, we can go to France. I'll pay for it, and we can go together right here. Free trip to France. You gonna have to sleep in my room. It's only gonna be
did you see
one.
what Tracy said? Tracy said
Mm.
that's like 4 hours from her. She'll drive to meet you for dinner or something. So hook up with Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be real cool. You getting flew out to Dubai with your sneaky link. You better have a good time and you better be careful.
Yeah,
The
because
people in
gay
Dubai don't like y'all.
homosexuality is
I'm about to say
very illegal.
you better be real, real. Cam said cut that shit.
All you got to do is say the word. You already know how to reach me, Cavs. Don't even play around. I will play the whole trip. We got a couple nickels to rub against each other. Couple nickels to
We
rub
try.
together.
Okay, let's go. I gotta go because it's getting late. You
Yeah,
gotta
we
get
got to
ready
get
for
out
your
of here. I
birthday.
got to go get changed for this next meeting.
All right,
Listen,
y'all.
y'all. I love y'all. I love on y'all. I didn't even get to my whole agenda. I want to talk about Shakari Richardson not even making the world 100-meter world championships. I ain't even make it. Mm. Real goes do real things. Anyway, but
Bye, y'all.
I love y'all. I love all y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged. They're much appreciated, y'all. I got it really be knows when I
Hey,
come
Munchip.
out of town. Hey, Munchie Boo. I be so busy, but I say I gotta sneak at least an hour or two to come on here. Really be knows for me to be here right now is really like
I
an
was
act of
shocked when you
God
said you were going live. I was like, what?
because she knows I'm out of town, and it's so hard for me. But I promise I would try to be here for y'all as much as I can. I'm here today. I got to get off real fast, but I'm committed to y'all. So I'm in it to win it for y'all. All right, y'all. So until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. Me and really be gonna get up out of here because